What's going on, Sagittarius? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. So for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just incredible there, Sag, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. So Sag, guess what? It's your general energy weekly spread. And I'm letting everyone know I don't really have a rhyme or reason for these intros, so just know they're probably going to get more ridiculous as things go along. So just brace yourself there. But yeah, this is your general energy weekly spread. So whenever you come across this video, Sagittarius, there may be a message in here for you. But also, just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Sag. Now with this spread, just going to be going with the flow. We're going to pull a few oracle cards, and then we're going to get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? And then the decks that I'm working with, in case y'all were curious, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested there, Sag. Oh, I love it. So you got your first card here. You got the second card of Capricorns. I really enjoyed this card. It's the Balloons card. And with this card, Sag, this is a card of fun, freedom, high vibe, relief, rising up, ascension, aspiration, success, joyful, higher perspectives, cheerful, attaining goals, stress-free, independence, and let it go. Don't that sound lovely? And that's where I feel like that Sag, these are the things that I feel like going just in general, just for this journey, but especially let's say over like the next, let's say 6 months, working in more kind of fun for yourself, doing things that raise your vibrations. Because when we start doing those things, because that's when we're operate from like a stress-free point of view, we can really start attaining goals, because then we start seeing things from a higher perspective, when we're operating from that place of optimism, which I mean, Sagittarius, that's one of your traits. This to me is like, I'm surprised this is Capricorn's card, but to me, this really is when we do things that are just joyful and really, this is very kind of like Nine of Cups. When we're in our fun energy, then we're, like our feeling good and high vibrations, then we keep attracting those good vibrations, in all aspects of our life. If we're looking for love, we start doing things that we love, we attract love, like all of that. So I really feel like, this focus is, really, really thinking about if we've been in like a kind of maybe like real kind of stress as of late, or just been meaning to make more time to do just more stuff that not only just like makes us feel good and have fun, Sag, but also like helps us grow as well. Because this could be like even like starting like a hobby. Maybe you like making balloon animals on the side, or maybe you want to make more time to, I don't know, maybe you want to start maybe you want to start like a business in balloons, whatever this is. But I feel like when we start working on this thing, this really will put you in a place, just in a really solid place to achieve success in every aspect of your life and journey here, Sagittarius. But let's get some more details on this and see what let's get a little more details with this energy. And you know what? Just thinking with that let it go aspect of it, if we've been thinking about, because I feel like Sagittarius, when I talk about like when we think about like cycles and like letting things go to making new space for high vibration for balloons, this is how we do that. It's like when we think about cycles and endings, it's not just about just like cutting out a bunch of stuff and not growing from this. It's like, now that we've noticed this low vibratory thing, how do we weed in, how do we balance that out and essentially, replace that with the high vibration? But in order to do that, we got to incorporate some fun into our, just things that make us, just feel at our best, you know. All right, let's see what we got here. Ooh, I love it. So you got the Lovers here upright, and then you got the Three of Wands in reverse. And you know, the Lovers for me, on just like before we'll talk about romance, but the Lovers for me is like really that connection with higher self. In order to get these high vibes and get to that higher perspective, seeing from the higher perspective, I feel like seeing from higher self's point of view, it's listening to those signals from the body, listening to your gut, your instinct. You know, if it's like, if you've been feeling stress, it's like if you've been needing to take a break or something along those lines, doing those things. If you've noticed maybe that if this really is like tuning in, you know, and if we've just noticed anything that's affecting this energy right here, what can we do to what opportunities are out there to alleviate that, you know, or to, you know, to help you raise that vibration. You know, things have been lowering stuff as of late. And if we've been maybe on the low end of this, maybe this is something we've been trying to work towards, but just thinking with the Three of Wands in reverse, if we can't seem to get to that, or just not seeing the options, I really feel like that, and I think I'm going to get a little more on this Lovers, but it's about really seeing, you know, if we're having trouble seeing the opportunities, taking some time to meditate and really think about all the abundance that you have. Let's just start getting ourselves in just like affirmations, things along those lines. Let's just start working on getting ourselves in a more positive mindset. Because with this, when I say that, it's not like it's going to take away from the situation at hand. It just helps you operate from a higher perspective. Because if we're not seeing the options, let's say for example, you know, like for finding the things, it's like that tells us to pause and to really think about that. But let me get a little bit more on this Lovers before I really kind of go into this there, Sagittarius. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So the Lovers, which is something else. The Lovers is clarified by the Hanged Man and the Judgment card in reverse, and then you got the Five of Wands upright. So yeah, I've really been feeling that, you know, if we're not resonating with this fun freedom, if we haven't been feeling those high vibes, the Hanged Man invites us to look for a different perspective. And then when we find those things, you know, when we realize, you know, when we come to that realization, you know, see what areas is hindering that growth. The Five of Wands for me is is brainstorming. It's starting like taking that energy and putting this stuff into action. How can we alleviate this? How can we get to the the best version of you, Sagittarius? You know, how can we get that ascension? You know, I love that. How do we ascend to that next level? Get to that higher plane? You know, that those really strong vibrations. You know, I feel like that's going to be very spiritual start here, but I feel like a great place to start if we're thinking about want more fun and high vibrations in our lives is doing those things and making more moments for them. And really, Sagittarius, this isn't saying like you got to go out there and like go travel or go do like really big stuff. This could be just like a number of little things, you know. And those little things, you know, maybe you make more time for your hobbies like reading, you know, or again balloon animals, or maybe just getting outside. Maybe we're gardening, whatever, and you start adding those things up, that leads to those big wins. You know, that leads to that high vibration. I feel like this Hanged Man is saying, you know, come at this, operate from that perspective. You know, realizing that these little wins, they are adding up to shape your world in the long run. Because after we start doing this stuff, Sagittarius, after the Judgment card is the world, that big picture. So I hope that makes sense. But now, did I say something about love? Okay, I'm not really getting a strong. I mean, I know that, you know, the Lovers and this Lovers in particular. You talk about passion and romance, but you know, this, if we are looking for love, just thinking, because this is Gemini's card. Venus is in Gemini right now, and this would be this great energy. Couple that with Taurus energy, this would be a great time for, just like if we're going out on dates, to enjoy them. Go on a multiple. I feel like this is one, like, don't rush this stuff. Really indulge and take your time. Get to know each other. Get to find out what your dreams are, your aspirations, like what do you, just all of that, what, like, do they love surfing, just really getting down to the nitty gritty and just getting to understand each other on a level, on a really deep level. So, but that's all I got with love there. Any more? All right, Sag. But yeah, I hope that made sense. An interesting start, but I do feel like that if we just haven't been feeling like we've been having a lot of fun, or just haven't been feeling at our highest vibration, let's start working on that stuff. Let's not keep being in that state and keep telling ourselves that. Let's start working on this stuff. New perspective. The answers are right there. We're not feeling happy. Let's start taking action towards that. But let's get another oracle on this mix here. All right, let's see what else we got here. Interesting, okay. So you got the third card of Virgos here, which is the chess card. Chess card. Look at you, so smart. And this is a card of strategy, planning, checkmate, grand design, thinking ahead, tactics, moves and counter moves, master plan, course of action, power play, game theory, and consequences of actions. And, if we've been thinking about just like any sort of, how do I want to put this? Just thinking with where, because let me tell you where my head's at. Just a lot's going down. I'm just thinking with Mercury, with Virgo. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, this third card of Virgo. And I bring that up to say, like, this is great energy for working with these Mercury retrogrades, because Mercury's going to be retrograde, and that's funny, you got Capricorn and you got Virgo. Mercury's going to be retrograding in all of the earth signs this year. And I feel like this energy, this whole time has been, this is like, I feel like these energies are really lining us up to really start thinking about game plans, they're Sag, as far as like, what does like this next, what does like your, the best version of you look like, and how do we incorporate things of our happiness? This is this energy right now in the cycles that we're in right now. Great time for planning, thinking ahead, getting a game plan. This is what Uranus and Taurus. Uranus will be in Taurus for like the next couple of years, so 2025. Getting a game plan, getting actions, getting life in order. Just if things haven't been feeling like you want them to, it's not how you've envisioned. Are we having as much fun as that we're having? Have we hit these check marks that we've been wanting to get to? Let's say if we wanted to get to let's say if we're started at a job, we're wanting to move up to supervisor, manager, then CEO, whatever. Where are we at with that? And if we're off track, how do we change this up? How do we get this? Again, this energy, this here is like thinking about that next step and really thinking about this. Both this combo here is like Judgment card. What does this next version of you look like? And really make that. Listen to your higher self, listen to your instincts, listen to where that stuff is trying to lead you, because that's going to be really a guiding force with while we're playing this game of chess. Because it's one thing to have all these plans, but plans, sometimes, when we're setting our energies, plans can go according to plan, but every now and again we got curveballs that are going through. But let's get some energies on this, Sagittarius, and then get some tarot on this. Interesting. Okay, so you got the Ace of Cups. Yep. Okay, so you got the Ace of Cups in reverse here, and then the Ace of Cups and the Six of Pentacles in reverse here. And really, during this, use this strategic time here, Sag. If we've noticing that we've been giving giving our energy to things, and we haven't been getting back stuff, you know, and it just like, it feels like that we're just giving out everything from our cups, but it's nothing is getting filled. Then this really, this energy here is like asking us, what can we do to fix that? How can we get this flow so that everything is flowing naturally, you know, that it's flowing smooth, so that we can level up, so that we can rise and ascend and do all this stuff, so that we can meet these new opportunities and things. But you know, this is, I feel like for you, you know, whenever you happen to come across this, you know, this is stuff that's been on your mind. And listen, you don't have to have this all figured out right now. This is, again, this is the chess time. You know, we're setting up the board right now, figuring out where we're going to put our pieces, you know, analyzing the field. But once it's, you know, when it's time for you to take action, when you're feeling ready to do game time, you know, we want to be operating, I feel like, you know, from a place of like, what's going to fill my cups, you know, what's going to get me to this enlightenment, get me to that next level up. Let that be your guiding point. And I feel like if you do, things are going to success, attaining goals, you know, independence, all of that stuff, you know, will come. But we just gotta, let's get to thinking about this stuff, Sag. Let's see what else we have. Interesting. Okay. So you got Eight of Swords here, upright. All right, and then we got Star upright, and then we got King of Cups in reverse here. So just thinking with the King of Cups, really, again, if there's something that has got you feeling kind of off balance here, like things haven't been going well as of late, we just been just like, we just, you know, maybe you pictured yourself in a different area, like, I'm not, you know, just like, really, just like, you know, the King of Cups, he's very much about like, he's like emotional wisdom for me. And if something's really gotten this thing off, I mean, because you got some big cups here that are in reverse. And so if we're feeling that things aren't quite going how we want to, then how do we get out of that? You know, how do we get out of this if we've been feeling restricted, you know, or that we, you know, have this self-image of just like, you know, like, you know, just been feeling stuck. How do we get out of that? How do we cancel the noise, get out of our head, and see that, and find the potential in these situations with this Star card? You know, just start doing some, because once we process this stuff, like the Star card would be like a card of healing, and it's like doing some soul searching, doing some healing, and then when we're doing that, that's how we realize our potential. You know, that's how your star starts shining bright and then eventually turns into a sun. But we just have to, it's all about getting a game plan. You know, this gives me this three of Virgo gives me very kind of like Knight of Pentacles vibes, where it's like, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And that's not to get you nervous or anything, but it's just to get you thinking, you know, get you thinking for more, you know, and just broadening that horizon, because I feel like that this is really sick. You know, what could potentially come here, but you know, just if we maybe incorporate just a little bit more fun, you know, really start thinking about these steps, because it doesn't have to be big, doing this game plan stuff. This doesn't have to be just all serious, you know, like, oh my God, what am I going to be as far as like my career? You know, this can be what I want to do when I'm not thinking about my career, because you're not going to be just working all the time. It's like, what am I going to do in my leisure time? How am I filling up that space? You know, how do I alleviate, you know, get out of that, you know, that workspace, you know, because sometimes we, you know, we gotta separate from work every now and again and find that balance. So, all right, Sag, let me get some more tea and then get your last oracle card here. Alrighty, you got the ninth card of Aquarius here. Love that. And you got Aquarius's card, but you got the water carrier. This is basically just Aquarius all day. Because with this water carrier card, this is a card of humanitarian, generosity, nobility, balance, calm life, communication, compassion, unselfish, alleviate suffering, benefactor, care for others, humane, helpful, and ethical. And really, the things that really kind of stick out with me on this card, just kind of thinking with your other energies, it's just like, really finding that balance, finding that calmness, and if we've been going through any suffering, if it's been, maybe we've been feeling kind of restricted, or maybe we haven't been feeling fulfilled, like there haven't been any options, maybe we've been thinking that there hasn't been enough time for just enjoying ourselves. I feel like really, finding that harmony is going to be essential going forward, because that's how when we're taking care of that vibration, and we're operating from just like a place of just like positivity, then it makes it just so much easier to think about, like, to plan ahead and to think about our moves and anything along those lines. But yeah, just something to think about there. But I'm also thinking with this Sagittarius, just on this may not resonate with everyone, but this has been kind of coming out in random pockets. But just with Aquarius energy, they're very much about the soul tribe, about the collective, and very humanitarianism. And if we've noticed that maybe we've been feeling that there hasn't been a lot of fun or joy or high vibrations in, like, let's say our community, maybe amongst our friends, our family, our neighborhood, community, state, whatever. And if we've been wanting to maybe bring in some light, maybe be that beacon of hope and joy, think about that, Sagittarius. This could be something where maybe we game plan with some people, maybe talk with get some other players in on this mix here to kind of help, raise that vibration. But just something to think about if you've been if you've noticed that and you've been thinking, like, what can I do to just just to help others grow and to just kind of get out of this funk and get us just all operating from a higher perspective, just from that, getting connected with source. But let's get some tarot on this energy here, Sag. I'm with it. So you got the Eight of Pentacles in reverse here. And this is something where, the Eight of Pentacles, when it comes to, working in whatever this stuff is, that's, that if we've been, working in fun, however we're finding balance, this is going to take work there, Sag. May take you a few cycles. Just what if you notice on this card here, it's got like a lunar cycle that's going up here. And that's not to say it's going to take like that long, but, it may take you a few cycles to get this thing into a routine. And you know what? I feel like I just heard something where they said, I'm not sure how true this is. I think it was just on a commercial. I think they said it takes 21 days for a habit to incorporate a habit. And, a lunar cycle is roughly probably about 28, 21 days, something like that. It's in the 20s. But that's to say, maybe if we started getting on this stuff now, because we're, granted, we're about, when I'm releasing this, we're about in the waxing crescent phase. So, I mean, we're things are heating up. There's some energy about setting intentions. So be thinking about this stuff, how we can work this in. And then with time, you'll find it gets a lot easier. It'll become more routine. But because this is the sun in Virgo, and Virgo is very much about health, routines, all of that. And that's another good thing too. Be thinking about what ways we can take care of our health and stuff here. That's very important as well, and that helps you fill up all your cups too. Okay. Last little bit here. Interesting. Okay. So we got the Hierophant, we got your card, Temperance, We got 10 of Cups, which I love, and then we got 10 of Pentacles. That's fantastic. Let's switch back over here on that, Sag, because with this energy, this is a great time. 7 of Pentacles all day. That's what this energy is asking. You know, how do you want to invest in yourself? You know, what fun, what ways do we want to raise that vibration and invest in that? Work towards your 10 of Cups, your happiness, your fulfillment, your joy, your love. I mean, come on, 10 of Cups, Ace of Cups. You know, like life is more than just the work and the grind and things. We have to find a balance between, you know, just like the obligations and the wants, you know, because they go hand in hand. Temperance. And that's where I feel like it's, you know, temperance, when temperance is really a card of balance. You know, you got they're balancing the sun and the moon over here, this person. So we need to, with this Hierophant, make this connection. Take this time to reflect. Be present. You know, Taurus energy is very present. You know, their energy is tuned into like the 5 senses. You know, they really have like this heightened sense of just like of their senses. And I feel like that in order to, we got to tune into that and really kind of find out where just the imbalances are. And when we do, everything is going to start pouring into balance. Because I like just thinking with the water carrier on other star cards, usually it's like there's a person that has like a vessel that's in what am I thinking in this deck? It might not be in this deck, but one of the decks. It's like oh, obviously it's not, but jeez, I'm with it. But it's like usually there's like information coming from the stars, and then that person is manifesting from the other vessel. So really, this is just a great time. Be thinking about that stuff. How can we start manifesting, raising that vibration, getting yourself in balance, you know, getting where you're really manifesting at your finest there, Sag. And then I feel like everything is going to just start lining up, and this beautiful picture, this 10 of Cups, is going to start forming. So all right, I think I'm gonna leave that there. I hope that made sense. Interesting, very fun. Like I just really, you know, and it doesn't have to be anything big, you know, just doing this could be going to a park, maybe going for a walk, and just, and really while you're doing all of those things, really enjoy it. Just really take in all of the sounds and the smells and taste and all of that. But yeah, if anything resonates with you, you know, give it a thumbs up. And if you know someone, you know, who's maybe been feeling a little stressed out, just been kind of things didn't seem to be going their way, let's share this and try to raise that vibration. Get Sagittarius out there expanding and growing and learning, and yeah, and really just being in that natural, just like kind of that optimistic place, because it's infectious, you know, your energy, it's lovely. And then you know, while you're all out there getting balanced, you know, hit subscribe and hit that bell button to get notified when I release videos each week. And then, you know, what better way to, you know, maybe we might be thinking about some meditation, but I've been on this meditation app for years now, but it's app Insight Timer, and I created a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And there's just a little spot where just dropping positive affirmations. I drop one there daily, so if you need a little pick-me-ups, a little thing to raise your vibration, it's all over there for you. But and I encourage you to do the same with all this wisdom that you're going to be attaining here and all these skills you're going to be learning. And then as things grow, you know, I want to just schedule different meditation groups. It's just be a good old time there, Sag. And all that stuff's in the description box. And then lastly, if you have any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, wherever, come on over to my other channel, The Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise card so I can get you out of here. So let me tell you something, Sag, just a little side part. You've got the Empress, and this is the third time from 2 different decks. Both times were on the other channel that I was just talking about, The Chariot and Friends, and now here, the Empress has been the surprise card, and I've been loving it. Just a little sidebar. That's all. But let's talk about the Empress. Because, and actually, let me get your oracle card while I'm talking about this lovely lady here. Because the Empress if she's noticing that there's because she rules over Taurus, so how funny that, you know, Taurus is here, take this time to reflect stuff, but she rules over Taurus and over Libra. And if she's in a place where she's not feeling that there's not a balance, you know, where she's like, if it's been a lot of stress as of late, or just not have been having enough fun, Empress is going to get down to business. She's not the type that's just like, you know, on that other deck that I was talking about, the Empress is, I mean, she's hard at work. I love that Empress. But the Empress is going to put in the work to get that balance, to get that achievement, to get to that place of fun. But it's something that when the whole thing, I feel, with the Empress popping up, when we do focus on these things, start doing this stuff to raise your vibration, the self-care, whatever, you know, finding that balance, that's where the abundance comes in. That's where the joy, the fun, the laughter, all of this stuff comes in. The play, wow. So you got the play card in reverse here. So Sagittarius, it's, you know, the Empress, as abundant as she is, and, you know, she's about her grind, making her coin and whatnot, she's about having some fun too. You know, she likes to get out there, appreciate the beautiful things. I mean, she rules, both Libra and Taurus appreciate the finer things, art, music, all of that. So do those things for yourself. Do some fun, playful things, whatever that's looking like, and just have a ball. And I feel like that's going to really get you just in a great place overall. And I know that, and when I say doing this fun, doing guilt-free fun. You know, don't do something where it's like, gosh, I could have been, God, I spent all this time doing this, I could have been doing X. And it's like, no, you spent this time nurturing yourself and healing yourself and getting back balance, so that when you do go back to your obligations, you'll go back to them rejuvenated, and it won't feel so daunting. You know what I mean? Because Empress, I mean, yeah, she's got obligations too, but how can she do her best work if she's not feeling, you know, at her highest vibration? You know, if it's just been all just stress and work and things all the time. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. But really, this seems like this is going to be a really fun time for you, Sag. So really, just live it up and enjoy life. You know, what a perfect, you know, with it being in Taurus season right now. Enjoy this. And let me get you out of here and enjoying your Empress month, whatever, however long this fun time is that you're having. So stay safe out there, Sag. All this fun that you're having. In Sagittarius, really, this energy, raise your vibration through the roof. Live it up, indulge, travel, whatever that looks like for you. But just make sure that we're just enjoying ourselves. And I will catch you on the next one later. Girl, I love it. This is how we have fun, Empress. I love it.